Well. It seems like white men have finally figured out how to sexually compete with black men. So I just watched a YouTube video about gene editing. And it said that people are now able to have designer babies. Which means that you can pretty much pick and choose the aesthetics of what your child will look like, or what you want your child to look like. Albeit, they have, green eyes, certain texture hair, certain facial features, height, you name it, the list goes on. So, I mean, this just tickles me because for so long, black men have held, at least in the sexual marketplace, black men have held on to the stereotype of being well endowed. Well, now with gene editing, white men can make their sons be naturally well endowed. They'll easily be able to compete in the sexual marketplace. So, and these babies are already being born. This isn't like, way far in the future. Like this is happening like real time. Like there's been a white woman that has already given birth to designer babies, and they look biracial. I guess because that's the popular aesthetic nowadays. But it was just interesting because I'm just like, wow. So this is really going to change a lot of things. Like think about the NBA and the NFL. What's that going to look like in 20 or 30 years from now with gene editing? When white men can alter their genetics so that their male offspring can easily compete athletically with black men that have dominated the sport for so long. You're going to have these white males being born taller, stronger, faster, naturally, so that they don't have to take steroids and all these other things, performance-enhancing drugs. So it's very interesting. And also with white women, because we know white women, they're prone to get, after a certain age, they're prone to get a lot of surgery and, to try to keep up their looks. But if you can make it so that your child is born with these naturally high cheekbones and good skin and naturally curvy, so they don't have to go to a doctor and pay thousands of dollars for surgery and then end up having botched surgery and all this stuff. Like, just eliminate all of that just before the child is even born. We can edit our children to be good looking, intelligent, athletic, have be able to sing and dance. I mean, just have a huge advantage naturally. So it's like, what do you want to do, black man? Because Becky's not going to need to go over the fence to get big dick anymore. Because if Brad is going to be born, with genetics that will make it so that he's naturally well endowed, why would white women go over the fence? All the more reason for them to procreate with white men, which is what the white men are trying to do now with this abortion ban. So, I mean, it's pretty much over for you niggas. And the sexual marketplace is going to change drastically in the next 20 to 30 years. Mark my words. It's going to change drastically. You're going to start seeing white men and Asian men that can compete sexually with black men. These men will be naturally well endowed, taller, stronger, faster. Wow. If white men don't do anything else, they're going to compete. I have to give it to them. I have to take my hat off to them. They have finally figured out how to compete sexually with black men. They have figured it the fuck out. Kudos. Kudos. Well played. Because, I mean, that's what you do when you have, you know, power and wealth and resources. Yeah, you should be using it to constantly compete. And you've already seen with the NBA draft, you know, all them biracial, all them biracial dudes. They calling it the National Biracial Association, the National Beige Association. I mean, like, what did you expect, black men? What did you expect? Y'all kept procreating with Becky and having all these biracial sons that are now replacing you. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? And black women were telling y'all for years, y'all going to edit yourself out of the gene pool. Oh, it's just a preference. Yeah, well, you prefer to edit yourself out the gene pool, dummy. It is what it is. They not going to need you. Your biracial sons are going to replace you. And then white people with money are just going to, you know, alter their genetics so that they can easily compete with you. I mean, it's just like, you're dumb. I feel no ways. If the NBA and the NFL in the next 20 to 30 years is beige and white, I feel absolutely no ways. I mean, this shit is hilarious. This shit is like poetry. It's like poetry in motion. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. I mean, this shit is hilarious. It's hilarious. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Those are my thoughts. Till next time, deuces.